Good morning. What is up, YouTube? I am vlogging today, doing a full day of eating. I have no training today. Just wanted to bring you guys along for the ride, show you a little bit of food. I have been getting lean. I've been getting really lean for as far out as I am from Texas Pro. We are about 8.5 weeks out. It's Wednesday, June 11th. So 8.5 weeks out from Texas. And my body is just rapidly ripping through fat, and we're getting ahead. My body's been responding really well, uh, despite the pretty low food, especially on my meals that aren't around my training, been pretty low. My off days are like 225 grams of carbs. I have a lot of carbs around my training, but then like on my training days, my breakfast is like 60 grams of carbs. A couple of my other meals are like 22 grams of carbs, and then my last meal is no carbs. So it's been interesting. Haven't had to push the cardio much, but I've been dropping the past couple of days pretty rapidly. Um, I was 276 a couple of days ago, and I'm like, what is going on? Like my weight, I had gotten all the way down to like 273 ish, and then my weight came back up. I was fuller for no reason, and we're like, all right, we'll just roll with this, keep pushing it, and then all of a sudden my weight just plummets. So I was 271.6 yesterday, 4.4 pounds down. And then I was down another pound today, 270.6. So we were already planning on running a high day today, uh, but now I need it even more. So today, that's what's on the menu, high day, and it's really not as high as it'll be coming up in the future. Like the plan is to get me ready really early and then feed hard. Keep my training performance up, get me in a good position where I'm like super conditioned, super ahead, and then feed me into the show. That's the way we do things, and it works really well for me. So um, I'm really excited to get breakfast in. I don't have cardio today. I only have like 8,000 steps. Usually I do 10,000. So I get to back off that a little bit. I've got some tissue work later with Jamie. She does tissue work at Destination. Y'all see a little bit of that. And just gonna get my work done, work on my client check-ins, hopefully take a nap. I only slept about 5 hours last night. Brittany gets up early for work, and our cat is awful. Was I asked her to leave the cat in the his. We have to stuff him in a room because he's so bad. We call him the Sour Patch Kid, Gilligan. You guys have seen the little black cat. He's so sweet, and then sometimes he's just a freaking terror. So he's apparently scratching at the door this morning because we had a stray cat outside, and then Brittany just let him out, and then he just went through the house yelling and scratching and woke me up. So I'm tired, very tired today. So I would imagine I could have been even lower had I actually slept my full, I usually get 7 hours. So I'm like an hour and a half, 2 hours shy of that. But regardless, we're going to do this high day. I'm very excited for meal one. So meal one from Chris usually calls for on this high day. Again, it's not crazy high, but we'll get higher high days as we go into this prep further. Meal one: 2 whole eggs, 350 grams of egg whites, one English muffin, 120 grams of cream of rice, 75 grams of banana, 20 grams of nut butter. But I love my Bay's English muffins, and I honestly, my favorite thing to do, I do my Flavor Gang Bowl of Gains waffles, but I actually like the egg white waffles with more egg whites per how much cream of rice I use. So like let's say I do in the off season 140 grams of cream of rice, and then I do 350 grams of egg whites. It's like not as soft and pillowy and like fluffy waffles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add one English muffin. So I'm gonna do 2 English muffins, and then I'm gonna back off the cream of rice. It'll come to around like 85 grams or something like that. But so I've shown you guys plenty of times what I do. I put my bowl of gains in here, and I use baking powder and then salt, and then I do 75 grams of banana, and then I add in my egg whites, and then I blend all that up, and then I put it in here in this waffle maker. And this one's amazing. Steven Ditto Shack and my mom. Ditto Shack's a 212 competitor. If you watch this, shout out to you, bro. He talked me into using this. That is so much easier to use a waffle maker versus having to flip the pancakes like I used to. So I've been loving that. Honestly, it makes my morning that much easier that I just throw it in there and just walk away, forget about it, or do whatever else and not have to worry about flipping a pancake at the right perfect time. But what I'm super pumped about, I've already tried this as just a regular bowl of Gaines cream of rice. I taste tested it about a week ago, but this is our new strawberry wafer bowl of Gaines, limited edition, coming out June 15th. Hopefully I get this video out before then. I probably won't, to be honest, because I have another leg day video that's coming out prior, if you guys haven't seen that, where I couldn't even squat because I hurt my leg. Didn't hurt it bad, it just was bad for the day. But if you guys haven't seen that, go watch it. It'll come out before this video. But this is strawberry wafer. It's basically like strawberry Biscoff. Look at, I don't know if you guys can see in here. Insane. There's little chunks of wafer in there. And I don't know how well this is going to do in a pancake, but we're going to try it. Or waffles. So if you guys haven't seen my recipes for how I do this, I have tons of them, either on my Instagram or on my YouTube. But I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I did go ahead and take load, 6 capsules of load. I take my L-carnitine now in the morning when I wake up. And then I took hard. This is a really good supplement from Core. It's got ashwagandha. It's going to help you stay really calm. It's got serene L-theanine, great for cognitive function and focus. And then you've got DIM in here for estrogen balance and everything, and hormone balance. So it's a recomp agent, and it's truly an awesome formula. And I've been using it for the past several weeks. That, along with Sear from Core, I use that every day pre-workout. But my code's HUTCH. But those are some things I've been using. Then I've been doing all my health subs and my vitamins with meal 2 lately. So that's what we're doing this morning. I'm gonna cook this, and then I'll show you guys what we're looking at. I'm super pumped about this. Again, June 15th it'll be out. I'm hoping this is gonna be like a regular flavor, not just a limited edition, because it deserves to be a regular flavor. Also, June 15th, the peanut butter cookie will be officially released to the public. That's one of my easily top 3 favorite flavors. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've told a lot of people it tastes like my grandma's peanut butter fudge that she makes. My mama, she makes it for Christmas. I miss having that. I haven't been home for Christmas a couple of years, but it tastes just like that. It makes me really happy. So, anyways, gonna make some coffee, and get meal 1 going. Okay, check out the breakfast, guys. Got the waffles from the strawberry wafer. Got 2 Bay's English muffins with whole eggs and everything seasoning on them, and some salt, and coffee. See how good that comes out from the Breville coffee machine? So many people have been asking me about the Breville espresso machine. It's so worth it. You got to get you one. So I'm going to eat this. I'm super hungry, very excited for the rest of the day to get some carbs in me. I may show you guys like a live taste test of the waffles in a second. All right, so I ate my English muffins. They were freaking amazing. I love doing that. But now it's time to test out these waffles here. I also didn't give you guys the macros for this meal, but it's the same exact high day as I had last time. Yeah, so this meal is just over 1,000 calories, 68 grams of protein, 145 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat roughly. But we're going to give this a test. Maple Grove Farms is the best sugar-free syrup ever. I don't care what anybody else says. And yes, I'm not worried about using that in prep. I always have, and I always get peeled. If you guys are worried about 10 calories on your food, you have more to worry about. So let's see. Yeah, the strawberry is coming out. That is really good. I will say, like, because when you blend it up, the wafers kind of disintegrate. It's not quite as wowing as when I do it as a in a bowl, honestly, because when you're mixing it up, the wafers stay in there as chunks, and then you get those chunks as you're eating it, which is incredible. But this is really good. I Grammy's strawberry candy has always been good from flavoring. It's not one of my favorites. This is a better strawberry flavor in my opinion. Man, that's legit. Yeah, I've always liked the fruity flavors for pancakes and waffles. Like they had this fabulously fruity. It was a strawberry banana before. That was one of my favorites for this. And then American Pie was one of my favorites too. We don't have either of those anymore. They cycle through flavors, do new releases. I love that Ross is always trying to get out new things. So definitely for waffles, these are like 9.5 out of 10 for making them just in a bowl with the wafers that you can actually like bite into. It's a straight up 10 out of 10 or more. Pretty amazing. But gonna do this meal, get into some work for my day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, guys. So I'm about to get back into work, but one of the most important things you have to make sure you do in bodybuilding is be sure that your Ninja Creamy is made. Otherwise, you can basically throw the whole day away. Because if you get to the evening and you don't have your creamy, it's just why even wake up that day? I'm just kidding. So literally at the very end, there's like a little bit left, but that's more than I want. Super easy recipe here. I've posted this about a million times, so I don't need to go in super depth. But I am making a creamy with my Transformers Protron peanut butter cookies and cream. Crazy good flavor. All you gotta do is throw some almond milk in there, did 240 grams. Do 1 packet of stevia or Truvia is what I like to use. I think it tastes better. A little bit of salt, did an eighth of a teaspoon. I'm gonna do 50 grams of protein worth from this. This tastes insane, and it's actually really, really, really good if you do it not as a creamy, because you guys can see the little chunks of cookies and cream in there. Super good. The little cookie chunks, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to put a couple scoops in here because my meal calls for 50 grams of protein worth. I just swap a meal. Chris lets me do what I want with that kind of thing. Obviously, closer to the show, we're going to cut that kind of stuff out. But for now, it's in there. So I've been absolutely loving this creamy. What I do is I make the creamy and then I freeze it, obviously, and I use it for my last meal. And I do brownie batter with it. And I make the brownie batter ahead of time, put it in the fridge so it's nice and cool. It's nice to have like a, warm brownie base with a melted ice cream on top. But the problem is, if you want to eat it slow like I do, I don't want it to go too fast because I'm hungry. So I'm always going to I'm going to make it ahead of time and then put it in the fridge so that it cools down. And then I make my creamy and put it on top and have it as my last meal. Y'all see that later. Last step though is just xanthan gum. I do like a little less than a quarter teaspoon just to thicken it up. Like it nice and thick. And then we're going to blend it. And this is pretty simple, guys. I mean, when I'm in the off season, next time I'm going to try doing the Jello packs that some people do to make it thicker. I make sure I blend it a good bit just because of the xanthan gum. I don't want it to get stuck in one spot in there. All right, so that's good. And then I'm just going to pour it in the creamy cup. Pretty simple. You got to make sure you scrape every bit of your calories out of the container. I don't understand people that leave food unaccounted for in prep. Like if I see someone leave a grain of rice in their Tupperware, I'm like, you must not be dieting that hard. You must not be that hungry. You must not be that lean. So I'm going to freeze this. Also, I'm sure Justin Shire doesn't have time to watch my vlogs, but we were talking about it. He commented, he's like, dude, up your Ninja Creamy game and put Greek yogurt in there. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. It's a no-go for me, homie. Absolutely no-go. Like, I even used vanilla Greek yogurt. Yeah, maybe the consistency was like a little better, but the taste was horrible to me. It like has that Greek yogurt like sharp taste to it, and it took away the sweetness. So this is how I make it. I'll probably try adding the Jello pudding powder into these when I'm in the off season, just because I can afford that kind of stuff. They even have the sugar-free ones, I believe. But this works really well for me right now. I account for the almond milk. I pull that from the peanut butter I would have on that meal. This is in place of a chicken and rice meal. Off days, I do 3 chicken and rice meals, 2 steak and rice meals, and my breakfast meal. So what I just swapped this out macro for macro because whey protein is in my normal diet on training days. Chris doesn't mind. I'm getting, rice carbs from Bowl of Gains, the brownie batter. So it's like, it works. It doesn't have to be, if your coach says you absolutely can't have this stuff because it's not on your plan, it's like you have whey protein and cream of rice on your training days, but then not on your off days, and you're not allowed to switch it. I'd be like, why, bro? Like, what? Just to be hardcore? Because it's going to get the same result. Unless something messes with your digestion or bloats you, you should be able to have it. So, gonna put this in the freezer and then see you guys on meal 2. And we're back. I'm about to make my next meal. And guess what we get today? Because it's a high day, I get some sourdough bread. This is one of the best loaves Brittany has made. It's amazing. She must have just ripped this one off and not cut it. I'm going to cut it into this side, even though I think this side was a little softer. Oh well. We'll see. I may cut the... She doesn't like the end pieces as much. I love these end pieces. I love this part of the bread. It's so good. I'm actually going to cut into that. So what I do, like this next meal calls for 265 grams of rice. So I'm going to cut my sourdough bread prior to making the meal. And I'm going to weigh that on the scale. And then, so that's 72 grams. So that's actually, I think I can do that in my head. Because 35 grams of sourdough is 15 grams of carbs. So that's 30 grams of carbs, which is equivalent to about 100 grams of rice. So I'm going to be doing 165 grams of rice plus the sourdough bread. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, what kind of high day is this? Like, where you get that much carbs? Like, my buddy Justin Abbott right now, his coach cut his food back, and it's like my mid-off-season food, and he's starving. But yeah, so gonna do some of the sourdough bread. It's just so good, guys. She cooked it, she baked it like 2 days ago. It's so soft. Once you experience this, you really can't go back. Like, you can't go back to regular sourdough. It just sucks at that point. And then another major key for prep, guys, don't use the Mio junk. I really would strongly suggest you guys try using More. This is Chris Tuttle's brand, More Hydration. I've used this the most because we absolutely ran through the peach mango. That's my favorite, is the peach mango flavor. This is the blue raspberry. I'm not a huge blue raspberry person, but that's really good. Just like, let's say if there's a pre-workout flavor I'm gonna pick, I rarely ever pick the blue raspberry. Like, we have the Fun Sweets flavors, cotton candy flavors for core, and one of them is blue raspberry. And it's good. I like it, and I drink it. But I prefer the cherry berry, like OG cotton candy flavor, or the orange cream. So I'm just not a major blue raspberry person, but I love the More lemonade and sweet tea, mixing those together. I need a little bit more. Honestly, guys, I run through this stuff. Like, you see there's a bunch more up there. But, yeah, major prep key. Help you get your water. Like, I struggle with water intake a little bit on my days off from the gym because I chug so much water when I train. And I want to keep right on top of right at 6 liters. 6.2 liters is right where I drink daily. So it's harder for me when I'm not training, especially when I'm eating a higher day. I'm not chugging as much water to fill me up more. It just, you want to stay consistent on water and sodium all prep so that there's no variables at the end of prep. So doing that, I'm going to make this meal and have my sourdough bread. I'll show you guys in 1 sec. If you guys cook your food on the stove like I do when I have time to in prep, this is what you have to saute it in, the flavored on sauce. And then throw in some red onions, then put some everything bagel seasoning on top when it's done. And what else I like to use for these chicken and rice meals? Sauerkraut. This stuff's awesome for digestion. I add it to 2 or 3 meals per day. Generally just add it to my lower volume meals on my training days. Like right now, my food's really low to where like meal 1's about 60 grams of carbs on training days, and meal 2 and meal 5 are like 22 grams of carbs, literally 80 grams of rice. So it's nice to volumize it with some other stuff that's like low calorie, good for my digestion, but I only use like 15, 20 grams. Chris says that, he always suggests that I do that. Another thing is when you're in prep, obviously a lot of people end up having more digestive issues. You get constipated sometimes, you're not eating as much, you don't have as much fiber. So it's like total polar opposite of off season, where a lot of guys struggle, maybe girls too, in their off seasons, where it's like you're eating so much food that it feels like it's just running right through you, and then you have loose stool. Honestly, TMI, but it's the way it is. And then you get into prep and it's like, gosh, I can hardly go 1 time per day. So that's where like fiber, probiotics, probiotics from food like sauerkraut, very helpful. So that's why I add it. Okay guys, meal 2, check it out. Look at that. We've got 165 grams of rice in there, 175 grams of chicken. That's Cali Cook's chicken, code HUTCH. We've got some zucchini, 33 grams of avocado. We've got sauerkraut, sauteed it in flavored on sauce and some red onions. Put some everything seasoning on top and some scallions. Ridiculously good. This is like restaurant food. Topped with some sweet and nutty on the very top. And then we got sourdough bread. Put it in the toaster. This is so, so good. If you guys are in DFW area and you want to order some homemade sourdough bread, Brittany is selling it now. So you guys can try the same amazing sourdough bread I've been eating. Just hit us up. But every meal today is going to be about the same. Pretty much exactly the same because it's an off day. So it's like 75 grams of carbs, 10 or 11 grams of fat. And I think the steak meals are like 13 grams of fat. And then they're roughly 60 grams of protein. That's the rest of my meals all day. It's going to be about the same. So I'll eat this meal, probably eat meal 3 before I go off to tissue work. Show you guys that real quick. That'll be a steak and rice meal. And then get some tissue work. I really need it on this bad hip flexor. So excited to get that worked on because I really need a big leg day tomorrow. We're going with the Gasp crew down to Metroflex Ardmore. I already was there for their year anniversary a couple weeks ago. They had me out there, stay at a hotel and stuff. It was a really cool event, great gym. So be on the lookout for that video from Gasp. We'll have that leg day up, and hopefully I'm able to really train hard. We'll see how this head flexor goes after this tissue work session. Okay guys, you're going to judge me for this one. check out where I'm at. Planet Fitness, home of the Lunk Alarm. Nah, but I got a membership here. I got a black card membership so that I can tan and I can do cardio, and it's 4 minutes from the house. So you have to do a year commitment, which kind of sucks because as soon as I'm done with prep, I don't care about being tan that much. You guys see me in the off season, I'm pretty pasty. But when I'm in prep, it's super helpful, and I don't want to pay $60 a month for these tan club places like Palm Beach Tan or wherever. No offense, but they're like $60 a month or whatever for unlimited. And then I get there and I'm always waiting. I don't have time to sit there and wait on a bed. I have not once waited here at any time I've come, ever. I just walk in, tan. Then if I need to do my cardio, I do my cardio. If I need to get some steps, I leave. I do steps and then leave. But like I'm literally bumming it in my. You may not be able to see my slides. I don't know. And I don't have many steps to get today. I have like maybe 3,500 left for the whole day. Chris said to back off my steps like 1 to 2K, and no cardio on my high days. So thankfully, because I'm still, even though I'm only 2 meals in, but I still feel fatigued. I've been telling Brittany I feel freaking brainless lately. I just last night I feel like I was just walking around aimlessly in the house. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. I had no idea what I was trying to do. I would walk into a room and just be like, I don't know what I'm doing in here. Why did I come in here? And so it's kind of been like that. So hopefully these carbs help me a little bit, drop some fatigue. But just gonna go ahead in here and tan and head back home for the next meal and a little more work. I'm hoping to get a nap because I'm running on 5 hours of sleep. Thanks to my cat. Thanks to the Sour Patch Kid. But rarely do I actually make time for a nap. So we'll see if I can make that happen. All right, back at the house. Next meal going down before I go for tissue work. Just gonna throw this on the pan real quick and then eat it in the truck. We've got 175 grams of Cali cooked steak. I love this sirloin steak. It is legit. It's probably my favorite thing that Cali makes is his steak. Super good. Brittany prefers the beef, ground beef, so she does ground beef. I do the steak. I've always preferred his sirloin. That's one thing. That's the first thing I tried from Cali was when I was staying with Hunter after Texas Pro, 3 weeks out from the Olympia for him, and he let me try his stuff from Cali Cooks. I was like, geez, man, this stuff is incredible. And I was making this meal with rice and his sirloin steak, and same exact thing that I've done. I have to thank Hunter for this because you saute it in Flavor Dawn, then you put the green onions and everything seasoning on top with the takeout sauce. So that's what I'm doing before my tissue work. I'm going to eat this in the car. I'll show you guys once I'm done cooking it. All right, check it out. We have got the meal all prepared. I'm going to do 6 capsules of load right now before this meal and get on the road. It's almost 1:30. It's about 25 minutes to get to destination, so I always like to make sure I have plenty of time to get there. Don't want to be late for people. I've always had a bad habit of being like 3 to 5 minutes late wherever I go. My friends, you know this about me, those that are close to me. I'm terrible for it. Got some of that load GDA down for this meal. Make sure I'm shuttling the carbs good. I'll do another serving before my last meal tonight, before I do the creamy and my bowl of gains. So, yeah, gonna put some of that takeout sauce on top. Head to my tissue work appointment, and y'all see a little bit of that. I'll show you like some quick clips of what we're doing for my hip flexor, my quad. See you guys at destination. The goon light at destination is always in this mirror. Legs are looking pretty dry. All right, so I'm here for my tissue work appointment at destination. I don't love coming here and not being able to train because I just want to train when I'm in a gym. but I'm pretty tired today. I ran into Brittany on the way in. Wednesday's the day she works here because she works with Gasp and Better Bodies, assisting Johanna in the office. She's kind of the HBIC, as they call her, and Johanna is. And so Brittany's been helping her. She works on Wednesdays, and so I got to see her, but I'm like still feeling brain dead from not enough sleep and just being more tired and fatigued. So trying to wake up. I need more caffeine apparently, or I need a nap when I get home. One or the other, but I'm gonna get working on these legs. I bet it's gonna flush out even more water, probably make me look even drier. So legs tomorrow, I'm really hoping for a good leg day. I'll record a little bit of the stuff that we're doing, working on this hip flexor. Jamie's also told me that my glute min, so I know a lot of people focus on like glute med, glute min, which you get into from the side. She's always said that that's tight on me. I trust her. If you guys want to get with her, Jamie Pop, I think it's POPP on Instagram. But she's at Destination, and then she's at her own office like 3 days a week. Here, 2 days a week, and her office the other 3 days a week. And she's been great for me. And I feel like everything she does is like with a purpose and strategic, as opposed to just like going ham on a muscle group and then not seeing much result from that other than being beat up. So I always want to be purposeful with the things I do. So going to enjoy this for sure. I love Deftones.
Dude, they're so good, right?
They don't really get old.
No.
I don't know why I didn't listen to them back in the day.
How old are you?
I'm 29,
Oh, why?
I guess.
Like
Early 2000s?
99.
Oh, was it really?
2000.
Yeah, that's why. They were still popular, but I guess not as current when I was like old enough to be into
Yeah.
music.
Mine's
Oh,
older.
really?
I think I was
Okay.
a freshman.
That's awesome. I wish I could have experienced more of the 90s, honestly.
They were dope, dude.
Especially like basketball, like Michael Jordan,
Jordan, the
and
Bulls.
gosh, I was obsessed with Michael Jordan and the Bulls growing up, but it was like,
Memories of.
yeah, it was just highlight stuff, highlight videos.
Gnarly right there.
Yeah, that's where a lot of it seems to originate, is right there. Like I know it's because the hip is pulling on it, but then it gets tight right there, and then from there into my quad is sharp. Yeah, that quad is all wound up, I feel like.
Go ahead and cycle that leg. Let me switch my grip.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead. Exhale on the way down. See how we're not getting that clicking at the hip on this side?
yeah, I noticed that side doesn't have it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel quite as bad either on this side.
Little tight there.
Yeah, you feel
I
that?
feel that right there, yeah. Oh man, that's a good feeling though.
Productive pain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit TFL on this side. Will you lay on that shoulder?
Okay. I'll stop this. What's up, guys? I just woke up from a little nap. I have a lot to catch up on now, but thankfully I slept a little bit. It's really hard for me to nap, especially in prep, unless it's unplanned. When it's unplanned and I'm just sitting there like watching TV with Brittany, for whatever reason, I'll just like absolutely pass out. I cannot keep my eyes open to save my life. But then if I try to nap, that's when I can't nap. It kind of sucks. I've been that way for a while. But I got home. I was at Destination for that tissue work. And usually I'm pretty groggy after tissue work. I get off the table. I'm just like sleepy, disoriented. But today was way worse because of the lack of sleep last night, this morning. So I really, really needed a nap. So I came home and I was like gonna shower, get the oil off of my skin from the tissue work, and I was like, I've got nothing in me. I just crashed. So didn't sleep much, but it was good just to lay there and just like take a minute. Still got some steps left to do. Still got a few client things to do, and I don't know if I already said steps. My brain's gone. But and I got to prep my meals for Ardmore tomorrow. But getting meal 4 in now, which I'm a little bit late on, but not too bad late. So this one's just going to be a chicken and rice meal, same exact as the other rice meal I had, but this time I did Nerdy Sanchez. So I sauteed it in Nerdy Sanchez, and I'm doing a little bit of sourdough bread with this as well. So that's a 78-gram slice of sourdough there. And then I took that out of my 265 grams of rice. So that pulled me down to only 150, which kind of sucks. But that's what we got in here with the 175 grams of Cali Cook's chicken. And then on top, we got 33 grams of avocado. I don't know how these avocados have lasted this long because Chris pulled my fats on my chicken meals. What, babe? Oh, she says avocados are lab created. So I guess that's why they last so long. It kind of makes sense because avocados never used to last this long. But this is what the meal looks like. And gonna do the sourdough bread too. And I got my flavored blue raspberry creatine from Core in here. So good. I always do that as like literally a little treat on my days off training. I still want to get my creatine in, and I can do the flavored creatine from Core, and it just tastes so crazy good. So I'm also going to put some scallions on this meal because Brittany got them from the store, and I've been absolutely hooked on them ever since she got them for every meal. Anything you can do to like spice up your meal. Of course, I put sauerkraut in this meal as well. So yeah, this is going to be that same 75 grams of carbs. I think it's like 67 grams of protein, 11-ish grams of fat. That's what we're looking at, guys. So I'm going to eat this meal, and then I'll see you guys for meal 5. I'll pre-prep my Flavor Gang bowl of gains at some point, so you guys will get to see that. I'm going to mix 50-50 peanut butter cookie with brownie batter to go with my ice cream for later, but I want it cooled down, so I'll probably make it at the same time as meal 5. So I've been prepping up a storm in here, which is why I'm all sweaty. But Brittany has a stray cat that she's been taking care of out here, so they're always watching. And he comes out here and eats. So Gilligan's looks like he's starting to sense the cat coming. He's been running back and forth, and he starts meowing and freaking out when the cat's outside. Poor little guy's got like a bum leg, but Brittany's been taking care of her. That's care of him. We think it's a him, right? It is. It's a him. But got meal 5 on the stove, steak and rice. Prepped a bunch of meals for 3 meals for tomorrow, Metroflex Ardmore, and got all my like pre-workout and intra-workout stuff prepped. Stay ready. But for the last meal, I already made brownie batter mixed with peanut butter cookie. Did 50-50. That's 83 grams of cream of rice. Took 10 grams of carbs away because that's how much is in 2 scoops of the Protron. So, getting this meal cooked, we got the Cali Cook steak on here with 265 grams of rice. It's 175 grams of steak and some zucchini. And then I'm going to put some red onions in there. We got the flavored on sauce in there. And then I'm going to do takeout on top with some scallions and everything seasoning. A little bit of sauerkraut. Again, same old thing, guys. But the takeout sauce that's my favorite all time. That and sweet poppy, I go back and forth. If I have a no carb meal, it's always sweet poppy with steak. It's so good. And then gonna have my root beer with this meal. Then my last meal is my dessert for the night. I'm super excited for that. Beautiful. Doesn't get much better than that. The takeout sauce. Throwing it down. Just hopped out of the shower. I feel amazing. About to do my last meal with the creamy and the peanut butter cookie and brownie batter from Flavor Gang. It's going to be awesome. But some of the health subs I'm taking, I take some sleep stuff. I just did a dissolving melatonin 5 milligrams. I've got these other sleep supplements, and I'm doing hard from Core that I showed you guys before, and then I'm doing another half a serving of load with this meal for the glucose stabilization. So I'm taking that, and then in here the little black pill is my uprising descend for sleep. If you guys have a problem staying asleep, I recommend trying that out. It's amazing. Brittany takes that year round. I take it once prep starts when I really need it. And then the rest of my health subs, I take most of mine in the morning. But we've got omegas always twice a day. I take my liver supplement at night, a little extra curcumin since I do 500 milligrams a day. And there's already 500 milligrams in Core Heart that I take in the morning. Vitamin C twice a day. And then Carditone. I always take this for blood pressure. It's really good. I think that's all my evening subs. So about to make this creamy. And also I'm going to drink my fiber so I can poop first thing in the morning. Very important. Okay, creamy is going in for the last spin. Then I'm out for the night. This high day was about just under 4,400 calories, 370 grams of protein, only 522 grams of carbs. That's light for me on a high day. I have to tell Chris about this. I need a burger. That's what people said about my pictures lately. I need a burger this far out. Somebody tell Chris. 79 grams of fat total for today. So this is just subbing out one of my chicken meals, which is 61 grams of protein, 75 grams of carbs, about 10 and a half grams of fat. And how I do this, I already spun it. So I did the light ice cream once, scraped the outsides, respun, scraped a little more off the bottom, then I respin one more time, then it's going to be done. And then I'm going to just put it on top of here and enjoy. So I'm going to show you guys me dumping it on top, then I'm out. And I'm going to go enjoy this and eat this and enjoy what little time I have with Brittany if she's not asleep yet. So I'll show you guys that, and then I'm signing out. See if I can do this one hand. Oh, I'm getting talented. Always got to lick off that top spot. Check it out. Jeez. All right, so check out what I do here, guys. This is this kind of consistency, what I like. It's amazing. I'm just going to dump this all on top there. This is like the most incredible thing you could possibly have in prep, I'm telling you right now. Like, not just the taste, but also the volume. Like, tell me how you get that kind of volume out of a protein shake. There we go, guys. Trust me, I'll get every drop too. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment. It helps me out. If the algorithm works better, I can do these more often. And you guys have been really enjoying my videos and supporting, and I thank you so much. Can't wait to see you guys on the next one. We're almost 8 weeks out to the Texas Pro. It's going to be a massive, massive year for me, I know, if it's God's will for it to be. So appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.